Welcome, audience, to Compromise and Communication Show. This is a relationship show and an hour-long show that discusses relationships of all kinds, including friends, family, co-workers, kids, and parents. And we will deal with multiple topics every week.
Sounds like a plan. And the goal here is just to really, there's a lot of topics that's going on, a lot of hot buttons and things that's going on. And one of the topics we're going to start our show out today is, does your vote really matter? And we all know that election is coming up, and what you gonna do? We know that we have someone in office that a lot of people are not in agreement with, or don't like the political antics that's going on right now. And so now we want to know, basically, what are your thoughts on this? And does our vote really matter? I have different opinions on that. Well, Darin, what is your opinion? What do you feel like voting in this election, will it really matter?
Well, so many people died and things of that nature for us to have the right to vote. And in order for this country to be successful and things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
you still have to be involved in the political system and things of that nature, of voting in candidates who represent
Mm-hmm.
the different agendas that
Right.
you want them to represent. If they don't represent those things, then don't vote for them. But you definitely have to participate in the political system. So um, I have Black Panthers in my family and things of that nature. So it's a lot of different ways I could really feel about the police and the political system. But my thing is just to always try to see if we can work together to make this country better. So that means working together with the Ku Klux Klan,
Mm.
everybody else or whatever that's here,
Yeah.
and things of that nature, and other organizations to make this country better, because that's ultimately what I think some of their leaders are trying to do and things of that nature.
Okay.
So, and participating in the political system, I
Yes.
think is very important, because we had too many people when the presidency came up that didn't vote at all. You need to come on now. It got to be somebody that you
Uh-huh.
like their viewpoints and things of that nature. You
Right.
just can't vote. Period.
Okay.
When it's three or four different candidates. I mean, come
Mm-hmm.
on now.
Okay. Well, I have a slightly different opinion on the matter of voting. Well, first of all, when we had got our right to vote, it was phenomenal. And it was definitely because of our ancestors and our great grandparents and great grandparents walking through and making sure that happened. See, blacks have
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to be heard, always wanted a part of the political process. But America has never, ever, ever allowed us to be a part of the political process, and they never will. So the bottom line is this: us
Okay.
voting is just to make it look like we're doing something. And in actuality,
Mm-hmm.
presidents and governors, like if you're voting on a state level, it matters. If you vote on a presidential level, I'm sorry, but the Queen of England, the Black Pope, and other people have chosen your president for you. And the things that are going on at this point, right now in this political climate, is going on for the simple fact that a simple fact is that they said they wanted this. See, the goal is, and a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't want to talk about this, is that they want to make African Americans basically uh third class citizens, because there's money involved in that. And so they don't want to
Okay.
help African Americans. They don't want to help us. And voting
You
is
don't
not
think
going
they
to
doing that to
count.
the Hispanics now?
Well, Hispanics are white. They are considered as white because you're looking at Spain, okay? They speak the language of a Spaniard. And those are the people who basically came over and took over and dominated Mexico, Puerto Rico, Peru, and in these places, in these indigenous places. But if you got white skin and your hair is straight, then you could pass. So anybody that can pass and they
Really?
got that straight hair or that or that white look, they're not gonna want to be down with the blacks. They're gonna want to be down for their own self, their own safety, and they don't connect. And the other thing about the Spanish culture and the people is that they had the Catholic religion. See, there's no unity with blacks, and they did it on purpose via slavery. So when you don't have a religion, you know what I mean? When you don't have a religion, and when you don't have a country, and when you're not unified in your history, let me tell you something. Black people are left in the dark. So your vote, the same people that walked in the civil rights and killed themselves and hurt themselves in civil rights, let me tell you what happened. They did it, and it was good, and we all felt like we had a part of it, but we don't have a part of it. And it don't matter how many times you punch a ballot, and I'm going to do it so I can prepare, so they can actually think I'm a zombie. That's why I'm voting, so I won't get under the radar, so they can think that, you know, we're a zombie. But they're not going to do anything for blacks because they want us to push to be third-class citizens. And this is why the climate is going on right now with all of these, golf cart Kate and condominium Kate. No, it's Penthouse Pam, which they stopped the black guy from trying to come into his own apartment. Then you have the lady, I forgot her name, that claimed that a 9-year-old boy groped her, which put me in a means of Emmett Till, looking at that. And I believe these are militia groups. They are purposely, I bet these people, if you really look at it, I bet they all are part of a malicious group, you know, that's doing this. This is not random. I bet they're like, okay, it's your turn.
You think it's something big?
It's your turn. Because they're trying to stir the pot and manipulate us so we can be against whites, you know. And so this is what this is all about. It's trying to throw us off and keep us unfocused. And I know that was a mouthful, but our vote don't mean a thing, because it's just gonna, they know what they want to do with black folks. And what they want to do is keep us chucking and driving, keep us non-working citizens, and take away the middle class altogether, and keep just a low class, keep low poor class and high upper class, and no middle class. And this is what that's the real fight that we got to do, is keep and preserve our middle class. And that's the real fight. And a middle class.
What do you suggest that black people do if they not participating in the political process? Go back to Africa? This is how you what do you suggest they do if they're not participating?
This is how you participate in the political part, and this is what blacks don't understand.
You can't just work and pay taxes and all that stuff, and you're not participating.
No, it don't matter. You gotta put your money together. Whoever your money is behind, they're gonna do what you need to do. That's the whole point. Like, when we vote, that don't mean nothing. Like, when the Hispanic community came and Barack did all that for the Spanish community, here's the thing. They didn't turn out for him like they needed to turn out to him. See, our voting don't mean nothing. You have to put the money behind it. So let's say the next president, we have to come together as blacks and put a pot together as blacks and put that financial backing. So it's like, here's 20 million for your election. But these are the rules laid out, that what we want to see happen when you get into office. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's a money game. It has nothing to do with your vote. Your vote don't mean nothing. And everybody's like, well, what about our ancestors? Who walked in? Who did this? Do you think that these top 1% give a crap about your ancestors and them walking and being free? No, they want some money. So if we come as a collective, as blacks, and look, we are worth $900 billion and guess how much we make? Guess how much we make up as a whole in America? We make us, basically, we, in this country of blacks, basically, I believe we make up 16% of the United States of America. But our net worth is $9 billion, which is basically more, and this is tripped out, this is more than the political stance of a lot of third world countries. So our net worth is a third world country. We got to look at that. So when we get a president, we can't get emotional because they play the saxophone or because they sing Let's Stay Together. We got to put our money behind them and say, hey, we voting for you. This is what we need done. Look, we need done. We need to put a political, we need to have it so when any police officer act out of line and act out of his badge, that that there is no union backing him, that it begins to come out of the union. It has become a government issue. So right now, these cops have a union. And so that's why when they shoot a black boy or they do something to hurt a black man, they can just go off and get paid pension and all of that. We need to make sure that if they do something like that, that the union, that it becomes a federal issue. The union can't do anything about that. And once we do stuff like that, it's another thing. Blacks can come together and say, okay, all these little condominium Kates and barbecue Patty and Coupon Carl, all these people, it needs to be a $500 fine for unnecessary police to coming out. So if a police officer come out and it's on some BS, the person get charged $500 fine. You see what I mean? And that'll stop all of these. To
like stop some of that.
Yes, it'll stop that. It'll stop that. So, and first of all, let me just stop and say, hi everybody. We're not trying to ignore you or anything. Hi David. And I saw Juanita on here.
I saw your message.
I saw I saw Don on there. I seen Asa. Asa is that's the man right there. Now you all got to tune in.
Cartoon said that the Latinos are the lowest
read that. Yeah, that's serious.
They're using them as the new blacks now, where they like paying them these low-paying, hard-working jobs and stuff like that. So,
well, let me tell you something. First of all, the Mexicans, this is their country. Like, where I live in Texas, Louisiana, Arizona. That's all Mexico, and it was taken from them. So I don't care about Mexicans dominating. I'm happy for them. I'm happier than a runaway slave about that. Now, what I don't want to see happen, which I see this in Texas a lot, and I hate to say it, but a lot of times because of the racial climate, a few Mexicans kind of lean towards the white, and the thing is, it's like every man for himself. Every man for himself. Mm-hmm. So black people, we always trying to love and unify. And this is not the time for us to unify. This is the time for us to build us up. We got to take care of home. And not be racist, number one. I'm not saying that. Let me make myself very clear. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's time to take care of home. It's time to take care of home. It's time for us to put our money behind a political
start working together
and start working together. Start unifying. And I know it's hard. We got over 400 years of divisiveness. We got to put a think tank together with people that's going to work on our education. The first step is education. We got to start teaching and making sure that people know the real Black history and know truly who they are. No, you're not a Black. You're an Israelite, and this is what what's going on here. And you unified with Africa through the migration of that. And you owe that, and you owe Africa, and you all have to come together in the means of unification for that. Two, it's kind of tough because a lot of Africans don't want nothing to do with us, except from what I see is the Ghanaians. They are very strong when it comes to really being down for African Americans. And quite a few Nigerians as well. And they're diversifying with us, especially with technology. Nigerians and Ghanaians are highly intelligent. A lot of Africans are highly intelligent. That's our bloodline, dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We crossed over. Okay? So we need to unify properly.
I keep telling people that we have to, education will free us. It gives us much more opportunity and things of that nature. And especially as a Black person,
Mm-hmm.
we have to stop disrespecting ourselves. And we built pyramids over in Egypt that people still don't know how we did it. And they sitting up there looking at a geometry class or algebra class like they can't do the work. Get on in there and do what you got to do. I had to go to math lab, but I made sure I got my A out of the class. I don't care, because you got to remember, we come from bad schools, but we got to still overcome all of those things and still
Right.
get in there and do what we got to do to knock it out, because all white people don't graduate with B's and A's. Some of them graduate with C's, but they make sure that they keep the legacy going. They third and fourth generation college graduates with degrees who can do anything because they have that piece of paper. And no one, when they interview them, is going to ask them, what was your GPA, unless you voluntarily tell somebody.
Exactly.
Nobody cares. They just want to see that you have that piece of paper.
Exactly.
And Blacks and Latinos have to stop disrespecting themselves and things of that nature and start elevating your expectations.
But like I said, Latinos are for Latinos,
achieve
and I
the
love
best.
it. Blacks need to be for Blacks, and that's how we grow. See, the biggest letdown that we ever had was us immigrating. Do you know there was more rich Black African Americans that were doing major things, had their own businesses, had their own everything before we started unifying and being around other nationalities? Okay, I need you to look up. If you look up who they were lynching, Ida B. Wells talked about this and wrote about this. God, thank you for her. When they were lynching Blacks, they weren't lynching random Blacks. They was lynching business owners.
Were they?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Look at the teachers of Ida
Get out
B.
of here,
Wells.
were they?
Yes, look at Carter G. Woodson stuff. See, our work.
Didn't know that.
In our mind. You know, and so we don't need a bank from them. Do you know what? Have you ever heard of Black Wall Street? Okay,
yeah.
that was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in that area. So study these things. Yeah. The reason why they burnt that place down, because they had their own NASDAQ, they had their own banks, they had their own busing system. They were so afraid of the independence of Black folks that they had to destroy it. So don't get it twisted. See, immigration is a blessing to white America, because they don't want us to get up. They go. See, all these nations came together and they basically got with them and say, how are we going to keep Black folks down and keep them subservient, and so we can keep making money off of them? We're going to do it with the hair, okay? We're going to do it with the music. And music is our soul. That's a piece of our soul. You know, we're going to do it. We're going to do it in all these ways. We're going to do it with their loans, with their homes. And this is how we're going to break up Black America, because we don't need the government. We don't need these sources. And the thing is, they try to make it so bad for us if we got it. Like if you got Social Security, or you got welfare, or you got Link, let me tell you something. Be proud of that if you got it. Because you know why? Your ancestors worked 400 years for free. You see what I'm saying? It needs to be some payback. So stop talking about these people who's on public aid and all that stuff. Let them keep getting what they need to get. And people that's on Social Security, they owe you.
Right.
Okay.
That's a lot of years of not getting the 40 acres and a mule and a lot of other things to like.
And then some.
Right.
Okay. So don't be talking about people on Section 8. And it's funny. Don't do that. Don't do that. Shoot, it's many reparations.
Do you think that's a good thing?
You ain't gonna clap. I'm sure gonna clap. Okay.
Do you think Section 8 is a good program?
You know what?
And do you think like Bill Clinton program where he was getting the people off of welfare to work and stuff like that? You think those were good programs?
Okay, this is what I love about it. When I was on welfare, until I graduated college. That's what it's for. It's for you to get where you need to get until
Safety
you
net.
do better. Now I don't need no welfare.
Mm-hmm.
I do good for myself now. I mean, what in the world I need that for? But
Right.
beforehand, when I was in college, I was on link and I was on welfare, taking care of my daughter. You know, do you think I regret that? Heck no. That's what it's for. But give people a plan and a strategy. Don't just have them on there. What's your plan?
Mm-hmm.
What's your strategy?
Right.
You know, they need to get with groups. And the thing is this, make it a reward. You can do Section 8 if you're in college.
Oh, you can?
No, that's what it should be. If you're in a
Okay.
trade program or you're in a college, and this is what we're going to do. After you graduate, you can stay 2 years so you can save up for your home.
Right.
And that's how that should work. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Then that
Okay.
way we are educating people. You can't get on Section 8 unless we get a school voucher from you. You know?
Right. Great
And
point.
if you get a school voucher from somebody on Section 8 and you got them on a 6-year plan, you good. And then after the
Mm-hmm.
6-year plan, you know, after they graduate in 4 years, right, and they can choose what they want. They can choose a trade, which I'm pro-trade, you know, or if they want to do a medical program and become a nurse or a teacher, Section 8. Once they
What do you
done
think
with
about
that
the
program
Section 8 sending people?
to
What do you
college,
think about the Section 8 sending people from these major cities out into the suburbs where the white people can take back over the cities and the properties
oh,
and
I'm so
things of
glad
that
the
nature?
great white flight. Yes. When the segregation happened, you know, when immigration happened, the whites got so scared that they moved to the suburbs. Now they want their land back. So,
Right.
they want their land back. And so a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
people thinking that they doing all this shooting, it's a bunch of wild, insane black folks that don't have no coof, they no common sense. When in actuality, if you really look at it, it's a bunch of people in some black men masks trying to shoot up so that property values go down. All right?
Right.
And they paying these gangsters and stuff. And you know who did a report on this? Out of all people.
You think that?
No, they did a report on
You
it. I'm going to
think?
tell you who the guy was. You would never believe it. He had his own show, and his show then turned into a Trumptopia. You'd never believe who brought this stuff out. Alex Jones.
Did
InfoWars.
he?
He brought this to the front back in like I think it was like 2006. Alex Jones. He showed proof
Really?
of the gentrification and the people that were shooting. They were paying gangsters $200 to shoot up the neighborhood so that the property value can go down and gentrification can move in and they can move those poor blacks out. Alex Jones.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's major.
that is
Yeah, I have
major.
to look into
So
that.
these people that's shooting up in all these areas in here, and listen, let me tell you something. Don't think it's just these people getting paid to do that so they can run the blacks out. And the more these people get afraid and they want to move and leave, who you think coming in there? And they're gonna build some nice stuff too with your tax money.
Nice condos and houses and
Nice
all that
condos.
stuff. Yeah.
You're gonna get some Whole Foods and some Starbucks. You know it's over when you see them two things. You see Whole Foods
It's
and
over.
Starbucks,
Right.
it's bye.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
You already know that neighborhood is gentrified, right?
So when you hear all this,
Yeah.
do you really think your vote has mattered? Or were you being
Good
used?
question.
Like the Democratic Party, they always bring the Jesse Jacksons and the Al Sharptons. Them Negroes were made to dispense energy. They are FBI owned and operated. So,
Really?
come on, man. Just look at it. Even Al Sharpton, they even got stuff on him. The thing is that when it comes to when you got anybody that's representing the black people, be weary. Don't listen to them because they bought and sold. And heart and soul, the only thing we need to do is start giving back to family and get and homeschool your kids. And start liberating your mind. That's the only thing that can save a Black person is mental liberation.
Really, you really need that.
Yeah,
because you can do more stuff when you a free thinker compared to only looking at life in limited capacities. So
yeah, exactly. And it's funny because when you think like this, the first thing you have people say, "Oh, you're racist. You're this. You're that, and you're this." No, I'm a thinker. That's what I am. You're not gonna put no title on
right,
me. You're not gonna put no
because
title.
that's in the DNA.
Yeah, just can't do nothing
Right.
with that. But you got so many zombies. Why do you think they got this music? Do you know that it's musical warfare going on right now? It's musical warfare
Yeah, I
going
was
on.
talking to someone about it earlier today.
It
So
is
it's
musical
been going
warfare.
on for a while.
Boy, they getting inside of that third eye. They getting inside of that mind, and they are tearing it up.
Yeah.
And they used to do this with rock and roll. Now hip hop is the new the new heavy metal rock and roll with the satanic music references and people getting turned out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Getting turned out. So if I was you all, everybody, the people that are listening, and first of all, thank you all for hanging in there. You all got kids. You all better do this. What like I did with my daughter. My daughter don't even listen to Black radio, and it's sad. And the reason why she doesn't listen to Black radio is because the songs that she was liking, what I did was I pulled the lyrics on it, and I said, let's read these lyrics. And we read a lot of these lyrics and some of the pop songs. We read Katy Perry's lyrics. You gotta read this stuff. You gotta read these lyrics that Selena Gomez has some. You know, you gotta read these SZA lyrics. Boy, talk about a harlot. You all have to look at these lyrics. You know, like your kids are singing.
That's part of the parenting that they're not doing.
You know, listen to what your kids are singing. Do you really want that into them? Do you really want them singing SZA the Weeknd song? Basically, glorifying being a side chick. I mean, she sing thought carols. Serious. This girl carol straight singing thought carols. I don't want my teenager listening to that. I'm grown and I don't even want.
And that's the parents' job is to make sure that we all like listening to our kids' current music and analyzing their music with them. Just like with me being a Prince fan, my mama should have, and my father and also uncles and aunties should have went over their music with me. I shouldn't have been listening to their music by myself or with other family members or other friends, because the parents, that's their responsibility to make sure that they're going over that music with the kids and things of that nature and analyzing it with the kids. And some of the parents, they just want to like feed the kids and stuff like that, and things that should just physical food, but you have to feed them the mental and the spiritual food also.
Exactly.
And that's the most important thing that a lot of kids are missing.
Yeah, you didn't say a mouthful, bro.
Yeah.
You got that right. Yeah. So that's the thing. You know, you gotta watch this music. This music is programming the subconscious mind, and that's why you have these kids smoking more weed, smoking that deadly weed, that flame. This stuff is real. I mean, it's they don't want us to think. So it's so many distractions out here because what they doing in the background, Lord, when it happened. So we got to come together, and we got to start preparing. And I'm gonna say
what Tupac said. Tupac said, what did he say? Figure if we high, they can train us. But then America fucked up and blamed us. Now Tupac said that because that's telling you right there. They're trying to keep you high so that way they can control you. That's why they promote the drinking alcohol and all that during the football and basketball games and all that stuff.
Well, let's look at
they're
the
trying to use
companies
that
who
stuff
own
to
it. Those
control
are the
you.
1%. I mean, the people who own Cavassier and Hennessy and the house of what's that other that company in Puerto Rico? Uh Yeah, those people are.
You know how that go.
Yeah, those people are a part of a very elite type of people, and we can. I won't tell you what they are, but I'll tell you the book to get. And when you read this book, your eyes are gonna open up. I'll tell you that. I'm not gonna tell you what they are, but they aren't what you think. Y'all inbox
next
me
question,
if you want
boss.
the book. I'm inbox me if you want to know that book. I'll tell you that. It's certain things that I don't like giving out my knowledge on because of the fact that everybody don't need to know what you know. And when somebody ready, like I said, when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. And sometimes on Facebook, you just want to seem as dumb as rocks and zombie as possible, just so you would be under the radar. You won't be.
Right. Oh, not too many posts about certain things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But what's the next question, boss?
Oh, you know what? Halloween. Should we be celebrating this? So, what's your thoughts on Halloween? I mean, when I was a kid, I used to go trick or treating. What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love it.
My thing is, yeah, we would go trick or treating and things of that nature. When I was a kid, it was a lot more safer. But with my own kids, they could only I wouldn't take them trick or treating. They didn't participate in Halloween stuff unless it was something that they brought home from school because it's too dangerous to be taking them out and things of that nature and going around to people's homes.
Yeah, we used to go in a group.
It's too dangerous. Yeah, it's way too dangerous to do that. So things have changed so much since the 60s or 70s or whatever, not to kind of say it in a old person mentality and things of that nature, kind of looking down on the past, on the present generations and stuff like that. But it's just so much have changed in so many different ways about a lot of different things about the safety of the country and things of that nature, as well as a lot of other things. Halloween. Because I know watching the watching the John Wayne Gacy stuff and also the Atlanta child murders and stuff like that. So all that stuff kind of played a role in how involved I want to be with my kids and things of that nature. So
got it.
And my thing is don't take away all this stuff from the kids. Halloween and all that stuff is for kids. It's not for grown people out partying and things of that nature, because I worked up north and you would see a lot of people coming in the stores and stuff like that, and in the uniform stores and stuff like that sell the costumes and things of that nature, and they're buying costumes, and they 20, 30, 40-year-olds and things of that nature. And no, stop taking these kids holidays and things of that nature and find you something else to do. And Halloween and Christmas and stuff like that, that's for the kids. It's not for grown people. It was a woman who told me a few years ago, talking about, I was asking her about her Christmas shopping, and she talking about she's stressed out about buying her grown son a gift. I'm like, Christmas is not, this white lady, Christmas is not for no grown people. It's for your grandkids or whatever. It's for the next generation of kids. It ain't for that's 10 years, well, maybe 12 to maybe 3, when they can understand Christmas and kind of understand it a little bit more, but not people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. So same thing with Halloween. That stuff is supposed to be for kids. And because I worked in childcare, I'm very adamant about kids and their development and all of those good things. And I love to see kids be able to be kids, and Halloween is supposed to be for kids as well as Christmas and some other stuff. And we need to make sure that we doing those things. If you need to find you something else to do, if you in your 20s, 30s, or 40s still going up getting dressed and getting drunk, going out to parties like you a little kid, you need to go get you some activities in your community to go get involved with changing this world and making things better. You this old and you
Right.
still worrying about Halloween and other stuff when it's other things that we need to be doing like Kaepernick to make this world better and things of that nature. Community stuff, whether you white, black, or
Right.
Latino, or whatever. So we need to be more focused on the
Mm-hmm.
more important things and stop leaving this little childish mentalities alone. Because how are you working in corporate America and you have a childish mentality where you running out buying all these um, different costumes and stuff for
Right.
Halloween and things of that nature? I mean, come on, that's sad place for our country to be where we still have people who's supposed to be adults acting like little kids. And you can't just blame it on black people because you got white people in corporate America doing it too, Latino people in corporate America, and women doing it, men doing it, is gay people doing it. It's really sad. That's like probably one of the saddest things I've seen in this country and this growth because we have to let kids be kids. Stop taking everything from these kids and let these kids have these holidays and other things for themselves. You find you something else productive to do with your life, and you wouldn't have to be trying to still be involved in holidays that's strictly for kids, not grown people talking about I'm stressed out about buying my son gifts for Christmas and talking about our son 26 years old. He's grown. He's done. He needs to have his own kids so that way you can have Christmas and that magical moment of going shopping and going downtown and it's snowing and all the beautiful things that Chicago and Memphis and California, some of the other places I live have. That's part of the magical part about Christmas. It's for kids. Because when you have to start giving the kids gift cards or giving them cash for Christmas, it's over. I tell you when they like 12 or 13, when they too old to still believe in Santa Claus, it's a wrap. So we need to make sure that these
You
kids
know,
have their holidays for
I,
themselves.
okay, okay. I have a way different opinion. I know it is out the box. Um,
That's what it's all
when I
about.
was
Go ahead.
younger, we did
Shoot.
celebrate Halloween until I found out what Halloween actually means, and I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
That holiday don't have nothing to do with going around grabbing candy. It actually has stems from um, the Celtics in
Yeah, I know
Ireland,
it has
the
satanic
Druids.
backgrounds and things of that nature.
It's very satanic. So it has nothing to do with the
Mm-hmm.
kids. It has everything to do with the snares of Satan. And the thing is, it used to be my favorite holiday. Even as an adult, I could see, you know what it is? I'm very theatrical. I love to dress up. I love to have a really good time. And so Halloween, I'm like, oh, I could dress up. I'm gonna be Storm. I'm gonna be Trinity. I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm gonna be a naughty nurse. You know, just
Okay.
all these things that I wanted because I love that. You know, it was fun to me until I saw what Halloween was really about. And I'm like, do I really want to celebrate something like this? And I stopped
Mm-hmm.
when I found out that it was a thing with the Druids. And what the Druids did, and actually, I'm gonna read this, and you tell me if you still want to celebrate Halloween
Okay.
after I read this. Okay. So everything has a meaning. So basically, the historians linked Halloween with the Sumerians of the Celtic festivals of Summer's End, which celebrated in Scotland and the Isles of Man. According to the Celtic
Okay.
mythology, the veil in between other worlds is thin, and it opens on that night. And people will make offerings of food on the good side to get on the good side of these spirits. So that's where the passing out of candy comes from. And according
Okay.
to the mirror, the All Tide, which includes All Eves, All Saints Day, which deals with the Catholic Church. So Pope Gregory the fourth switched the current date according for this reason. So now they switched to All Eve's Day to Halloween's Day, with celebrating the dead and the coming back of the dead. So Halloween comes mostly closely associated with pumpkins and apples. But the reason why that practice is so people will get drunk and try to bite the floating apple. The lady will mark an apple and toss it into the tub, and they would be able to have a relationship with the devil. So if you've met the devil or the dark road, don't try to trick him or climb into the tree. Otherwise, you might end up in the Irish folk of the jack-o'-lantern. Modern day incisive design for pumpkin creations. So does that sound like something that somebody really needs to be celebrating?
Right. That's why I didn't let my kids participate in that. Too much.
The thing is that and the thing is, there's some YouTube videos about Halloween or Hallows Eve. That's the real name of Halloween. So if you look up what is Hallows Eve or Halloween, then it's going to come up and you're going to see the truth. It is about, look, if you don't give us a treat, and the treat was usually a virgin in the Druids, or if you don't give us a virgin, we got to kill. We got to kill you or take some flesh of some sort. So if you don't want to die, you give us your virginal daughter.
Crazy.
Yes. So I, in my eyes, after finding out these things, clearly I didn't want to celebrate Halloween.
Right.
Like, no way in the world I wanted to celebrate that.
And did you do the process with your daughter? Or
yeah, she don't want nothing to do with it. She wants nothing to do with it, because when you're going told, like, we're Christians, so and
what about nephews and nieces?
I talk to everybody about
it. How do they feel about your vision on Halloween and things of that nature?
Well, a lot of my family disagree. Some do, some don't. They're kind of in the middle of it. But what they say, but me and my house, we serve the Lord. So
okay.
So I don't want nothing to do with it. Not that my daughter. See, the thing is, kids understand if you just show them. Like I don't talk. I say, look, I want you to see something. You tell me what you think, and that's what I do with my daughter. So she saw the YouTube and she saw how it lined up and everything, and then I showed her another YouTube. I said, well, do you want to still go ahead and go trick or treating? She's like, no, I don't want to do that. So our kids are very intelligent. So, if you just tell them in a certain way, like if I would have said, no, you can't go out trick or treating, I wouldn't have did nothing for my daughter. My daughter would thought I was trying to be mean. I let her have a good time. But once I showed her what was going on, hubba, she understood quick what the business Satanic holiday. It is dealing with sex and sacrifice and blood sacrifice. You give in to the underworld gods so you can have favor with them. And you can look this up. So it's a lot of different things. It's a lot of different traditions. Like I read one tradition, but there's several different things that goes on with Halloween. And if you notice, every time there's Halloween, there's somebody dying. And these people get kidnapped around this time. So people watch out, be careful coming in and out because of this holiday. And the day before is the most dangerous day for you to be out. Especially if you have a kid. The day before, it's not the actual Halloween day. Right. It's the day before, because they do their thing at midnight. That's when they start their sacrifices. Really? So that week and that day before, you make sure that you know where your kids are going, where they're gonna be at, what time you make sure you are extra cautious the week before Halloween and that day before Halloween. It is no joking matter. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. You can just look this
Great
stuff
point.
up. This is not me making up nothing. Just look up Hallows Eve.
Okay.
Go on YouTube and put up the history of Halloween. And don't take my word for it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question.
Oh, golly, what is it? Okay, so our next question is golly. Oh, what are your yeses and your hell no's in a relationship? Yes.
Yes.
So
Let's get
okay,
started.
I love this. So for you, Darin, what are the things that you're like, nope? And what are your notes? What are your pet peeves? What do you need from a woman? I know you're in a great relationship now. So what are the things that you need?
Well, the main things are goals. Gotta have some goals. Different family and other situations not being good or whatever I can work with, but you have to have some goals and some aspirations and things of that nature. So those probably two of the main things that I really kind of look forward to. And also just your spirit have to be in tune with the Most High, because you see so many people that
Absolutely. I got
you
to
go on
clap for
you go on
them.
dates with them and other things of that nature, and they don't have any connection with the Most High, and that's like an
No,
automatic turn off with a lot of people when they start talking
it's
about
a turn
a
off for
bunch
me
of
because I need a
silly
brother to pray.
things and things of that nature.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm gonna need that brother
So
to get on his
yeah,
knees and
those,
go in his own prayer closet and pray for him. Because when you love
so
yourself and you have that connection, you're gonna just be a ray of sunshine to anybody that you evenly yoked and matched with. So
everybody.
that's really important.
Right.
You got it. Yeah, you definitely got it. You definitely got it.
Yeah.
So okay, so what's your hell no's? So what is it? You know what? Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna deal with that mess. You just smiling? Oh my
Bad
god.
attitude. bad attitudes.
Okay.
That's the only thing that I would say like a hell no to, because you have to remember that relationships or marriages are
It's
give and takes.
compromise.
So you go have some positive things, you go have some negative things that you bring to the table. They go have some positive things, they go have some negative things that they bring to the table. And vice versa for both sides of the family
Yeah.
and stuff too. So you
Yeah.
have to make
Yeah.
sure that my thing is you kind of open to grow with that person and things of that nature, and not just have
Right.
a set of rules and things of that nature that you want to have or not have. So once again, I can go to some nice customers that was talking to me a few years ago. I was talking to a lady, and she was married. And so I asked her how long was she married and things of that nature. And she was like, I only been married like 2 years or whatever. She was like, I have this wonderful husband and things of that nature. And I thank God for sending him and stuff like that. And then I asked her, I was like, what's one of the main things that you like about being married or whatever? And she said, I like my husband's kids.
Nice.
And she said, and she said, me and the husband have kids, but his two kids are not by myself. They're from his previous relationship.
And so she enjoyed them kids, his kids. I'm the
But
same way.
this the kicker. This is the kicker here. She said, my thing was I had these rules that I didn't want to date a man who had kids and things of that nature, because I saw so many friends dealing with baby mama drama and things of that nature that I almost overlooked this wonderful man because I had these little stupid boundaries that in front of me that I thought was something that I wanted to avoid a lot of conflict and things of that nature, which I saw other people dealing with. But
Mm.
I had to trust God to write my story the way He had to write it.
Ooh,
And that's why she
ooh,
said I accepted him and
ooh.
his kids when I initially
Yes.
had told people that I wouldn't date a man who had kids and things of that nature from previous relationship because I didn't want to deal with the baby mama drama and her slashing the
Now, see, the
tires
baby
and other
mama
things
drama
to be
don't
going
bother
on.
me. And
So,
I never really dealt with that. And I don't have no baby dad. I never had baby daddy drama. So I got blessed. I never had that.
I
I
have to talk to the
never
ex
had that.
about that one.
No, I never had that. Never. Thank God. I got blessed. Now, I had a limit on how many kids
You
the
all
dude
still get
had.
along?
Huh? We
Do
said
you and the
again?
kid's father still get along? I
Yeah,
said, do
we
you
great.
all get along?
We great.
Okay.
Well, we're in a good place. We didn't used to be, but we're in a good place now. But even though when we had our worst,
still working on it.
no, we good. We ain't no work need to be done. Me and my daughter's father, we good. You know, knock on wood, because he's good. I love his wife. I love his family, and he's a good dude. So I'm like, as long as you, this is how I feel. As long as you treat my daughter the way she's supposed to be treated, you're not gonna have no problems out of me.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't got nothing to do with me. It has something to do with her. So if you good with how you treat my daughter, I don't have no. Hey, we 10, honey. We good.
Right.
Little pound.
Because that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah,
It's a lot of people that lose the focus of the most important thing, which is your child development and happiness.
Yeah, how are you treating that daughter I got? That's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else but the way you treat her, because you know why? She's gonna pick a dude just like you. And however you treat her, that's the type of man she's gonna have in her life. So you better treat her good. You better be right. You better be honorable. You better be attentive. Not no, you should be. No, you better be. That's your blood. That's your flesh. You better be. And that's what I'm on. So if you treat my child amazing, you're not, and he does. I don't have that problem with him. So it ain't nothing to discuss. It's nothing to discuss. Why would I try to start something with somebody that's doing right?
Right.
No, come on, answer that.
Some people, they so foolish that
why be catty?
They still worried about whether or not the new girlfriend or wife look better than them and things of that nature. So, and a lot of the foolish
That's
stuff.
so stupid. That's the stupidest thing ever. That is stupid. I want to tell you something. Men,
they just want to see what you look like.
Up. She gonna always look worse than you. You know. Okay, and let's say there's a small chance. Let's say there's a small chance that she actually looks better than you. Good. Let him have his fun. Cause you know what? Don't think of why you worrying about him. You need to be worrying about you. Are you getting D down? Are you? Right. Are you? What? You got yours. Worry about you.
Right.
You get you some business. Leave that man alone. He don't want you. He don't want you.
Oh, he shouldn't. You got to remember, some exes they like to hang around past their time.
Cut the cord.
Right.
When I was through, I was through.
Cool.
Man, you better cut that. You better cut. You need to drop his ass like a hot rock. When it's over, it's over. All ties are. Well, I don't know. I'm a Leo, so
you would never go back to an ex.
For what? I'm sorry. For what? For what? Okay, when I'm done, I'm done. And the reason why I'm done is because I didn't seen enough. Unless I enjoy being tortured.
What do you think about people who was married 20 or 30 years?
Oh wow!
What do you think about people who was married 20 or 30 years? And they came back and they got divorced, and then they came back and got together again and got remarried.
That's history. That's 30, 40 years. And you know what? She never left him. You know what it was? They just had an emotional spurt. When you hear about people, they break up 20 years. See, the female mind change. She gets more testosterone and begin to lose estrogen, so her mind becomes completely different as age comes. You see what I mean?
Okay, so you all
So
start thinking
she's
more
not going to
like men.
be, huh? Oh yeah, because you get more
Okay,
testosterone. In your
is that
estrogen.
proven technology? Is that
Yes.
proven?
Oh yes. Let me look. Yes, you can look that up. And so the thing
Okay,
is, she gets more. And so
so you all
there's a
become more
change to
rational
go on.
thinking as you age.
We way more rational the older we
So it's not
get.
just wisdom that's happening. It's a you saying that it's a part of the testosterone and things of that
It
nature
is
too.
the
Of you
more
all like
testosterone. Why you think
becoming
these women, like when you
more
see people, they
rational.
laugh at a woman when she gets a beard or a mustache? It's because she's getting more
You guys
testosterone
are
because
so
the
cute.
estrogen, huh?
Okay, now yeah, I see you
No,
proving your
look
point,
it up.
doctor. Okay, because
Huh,
yeah,
just look it up.
okay, I'm
That's
gonna go
why
look it
women get
up
this
once
Aunt
we
Bunny
done.
thing going. They got a mustache.
Yeah, we love you guys and your mustache.
No, Let
We
me
had
tell
the
you
old
something. That
folks home
ever
together.
happens to me? Well, me, I'm gonna tell you, I stay at I stay at a spot. I'm like every 2 weeks. Woo woo. Every 2 weeks, I'm like something's getting off.
The
I'm like
wax, right?
the wax. Yeah. That's the
Yes.
thing. Every 2 weeks, like clockwork. I don't even have a relationship when I do it. So it's habitual.
Okay, it's just your
Yeah,
normal
you gotta
stuff.
be a lady.
Okay, okay,
Well, with waxing, it's not even every 2 weeks. For me, it's every 3 weeks. Because my hair don't grow that fast.
okay,
But every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks for the nails,
okay.
every 3 weeks for the, you know.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
sorry
lot.
about that.
It's a lot of
Y'all
stuff you all
know.
got to maintain.
Yeah, do you know how expensive we are? I'll tell you, a lot of women will break up dude from the neck
Right.
up. We're not even talking. Thank you, Dad, for saying that. Like my dad, oh God, he was like, a woman will break a dude from the neck up. We're not even talking about the stuff that's going on from the neck down. He's like, you
Right.
gotta have your coins. When you got that one. My
Right.
dad always say that, like, because a woman will break you from the neck up. We ain't even talking
But
about.
it's just the main things that you all need is valid. It's not a bunch of wasted
Wait, say
stuff
that
and things
again.
of that nature. So
Wait,
a lot.
I'm
I
trying to
said a
hear you.
lot
What
of the
was that?
stuff that you all need. I said a lot of the things that you all need is valid stuff that you all need to maintain yourselves. It's not just things that some guys think that you all just making up to try to get some extra
Oh,
money
I'm
out
so
of us
glad
and
you
things
said
of that
that.
nature. It's a lot of stuff to maintain a woman,
The biggest thing a
and
woman
guys have to
needs.
realize that. And also, every shoe, don't go with everything. Don't bother these women about shoe shopping. Every Jordan don't go with everything. Just like every heel and wedge don't go with everything. Let these women shop.
Well, here's the thing. The most
Yes.
important thing that a woman needs from a man is acceptance. It's
Right.
acceptance,
Ooh, nice.
it's loved, and a sense of being valued.
Whoa. Okay.
Acceptance,
I appreciate you.
love, and a sense of being valued and heard. Like, it's so
Mm-hmm.
important for a woman to feel heard. And I know we run our mouth way too much. I'm sorry, dudes. I'm so sorry. We full of emotions because we got to hold
Yeah,
your
but
kids.
men have to realize that we have to be great listeners too. We just can't be great speakers. We have to be great listeners too, and just be more understanding of different things that's going on and things of that nature, and
Yeah.
not just so straightforward about everything, but making sure we listen to both
And you know
sides.
what a
And
kill?
that, just like you said, that's the
Right.
main thing
Yeah. What a kill
that
a
you all want to
relationship
be
is
heard. So,
is being overly controlling. Oh, I feel so sorry. Yeah,
you ever had
because to
anybody
me,
like that, or you just seen
what you
people?
say? Wait,
You
say it
just
again.
seen people in relationships like that, or have
No,
you
I
been with
had
somebody
someone
like
very
that? Have you been
controlling
with
when I
somebody like that?
first yeah,
Okay.
when I first with my first boyfriend. He was extremely controlling. And what it was
Really?
it's sociopathic behavior. So anytime I see that,
Mm-hmm.
I run from it. And
Really?
me
Okay.
going to therapy, I learned that. It's a
Okay.
lot of sociopaths out here. And the first thing they do is they manipulate you with your time. You're supposed to be
Whoa.
here at this time.
Okay.
You're supposed to get back to me here. Where you at?
Mm-hmm.
What you doing? Are you cheating on me? You supposed to where you at? You supposed to be here now.
Right.
What it is, he's setting up control.
Right.
And I don't know a
Man.
husband. I don't know a healthy husband in the world that does that. Do you?
Right. Because that's not healthy.
Notice I
No.
said a healthy husband.
Right. Right. That's not healthy.
You setting
That's a lot
yourself
of
up for
negative
hell.
energy coming into the household. Right.
No, worse than that. She's going to be controlled. That's the first step. See, when you have people that um are professional spirit breakers. You know that, right?
Ooh, that's what you call
Yeah, I call them
them.
professional.
And what do they do?
They got their PhD in spirit breaking. They get a joy out of breaking a person.
Whoa.
That could be a man and a woman. There's a lot of women spirit breakers. When you trying to do good and you happy, and she say it don't look that good. What you think you doing? You always that's stupid. Who want to do that? You leave her. You drop that
Right.
chick like a hot rock. A woman's
Mm-hmm.
her love is to nurture, and the thing is, we naturally nurture. So if she can't nurture you, she's poison.
Really?
Poison. A woman that don't
Mm-hmm.
motivate you in your dreams, poison.
Right. Ooh, yes, yes. You hit the nail right on the head with that one, Leah.
Poison.
Because,
A
yeah,
real
she's
woman
supposed to
is
be
gonna back
motivating
you.
you.
And I was talking
That's
to a
right.
friend about this last night. Okay, let's say you want to be a chef. She's not gonna say, "Oh, that's stupid. Why you want to be a chef? You just need to stay doing security. What's wrong with that? You making good money
Right.
doing that." That's a selfish woman.
Right.
If
Right.
I'm dating a dude and
That's
he
a
tell
that's
me
an
he want to be a
automatic
chef,
red flag.
that's a red flag.
Right.
A dude tell me he want to
That's
be
an
a chef and
automatic
I'm
red
dating
flag.
him. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy him the best knife the best knife set in my budget.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm
That's
gonna.
gonna be
This about.
nice.
I will get him a
Right.
nice
Because you have to
five hundred
invest in
dollar
them.
knife set. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And when do the
And make sure
classes
you got the
start and all
tool
of that
where it
stuff?
has the tool things with it, to go around your waist, and
Yeah.
make it fancy,
Yes.
stuff like that. Get him a very, very nice knife set. I'm gonna be sending him YouTubes
Okay.
on cooking videos. You know what I'm saying? It's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you believe in
Good point.
somebody,
Good point. But yeah,
yeah,
the
when
woman's
you
supposed
believe
to
in
back the
somebody,
man no matter whatever his
mm-hmm,
goals is.
yeah,
Because
you
if
support
she
it. You
investing in
support
him,
it.
she's supposed to be investing in him having
He's
goals.
supposed to be investing in
That's
you.
part of her investment.
Man, let me tell you something.
Right.
When you build a man up and you motivate him and you encourage him to what he want to do, ain't nothing he ain't gonna do for you. Ain't nothing nothing,
Right.
nothing. It ain't nothing in the world this dude won't do.
Right.
And when somebody don't
Because
motivate
you
and
kind of
encourage,
irreplaceable.
they're selfish. They're selfish.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Because
the
they want to
most
keep you in the
selfish thing.
same
That woman
place.
don't love you if she not. If let's say you're trying to be an inspiring rapper, and you always have a show, and that chick don't show up. You know what you got.
Right. Right. I can at least
You're an
say that
artist.
about my kid's mother. Right. She there. So, right. And it's a lot of other things where you have to be supportive. If that person want
That's the
to
first love.
be a lawyer and things of that nature, they should be in law school and stuff like that. They shouldn't.
Man, let me
That's a
tell
red
you.
flag if they saying they want to do something, but
I
you're
would
not
buy
seeing
him a
the
law
steps that they
dictionary.
taking
He
to
want to
get
be
to
a
those
lawyer.
things.
I'll
Right.
buy him a law dictionary.
Right.
You
Good
know,
point.
send him to a conference. You know, send him to a law conference. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Start sending him brochures from schools. You know, we got John Marshall Law in Chicago. That's one of the best schools. You know, send them some stuff on
Law schools in the country.
Yale or Harvard.
Right.
You know, and see if you can test into this. You'll be surprised. Yep. And then have them start watching videos, you know, on interviews with the top lawyers.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Yeah.
Because that's part of their investment in you.
Yes.
And we have to do the same thing with women. We have to invest in you all and
Yes,
things
you
of that
do.
nature, and the things that you all dreams and goals, as well as vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
So that way we getting together on one accord. So,
yeah.
And then
but see,
the
this
community
is why,
and everything else come into play and stuff too.
And see, that's why people, I don't understand why people want to hop into bed so fast. These are the type of subjects
you need to be finding out more about somebody.
Yes, spend some time with them.
There's way more things they need to be finding out about somebody than just the sexual parts. Because it's a lot of other things that you need to know about a man or woman that don't have anything to do with the bedroom. And if you're not focused past the bedroom, then you're not a worthy candidate.
Right, but see, here's the thing: men are video, women are audio. That's why you all are so sexually charged. Because when you see a woman, you're like, oh, yeah, I show. Dang, you know, it's natural. Women, we're video. We're attracted to what we hear. So if we don't hear the right things, so it's not so much how you look to us, it's what's coming out of your mouth. And not only what's coming out your mouth, but do your actions match your words?
Match up. Right. They have to.
Yeah.
That's why the Bible say what? You one yoke for a reason. Well, let's wrap it up, boss. Thank you, audience, for watching Compromise and Communication Show on Change the Game Network. And we will be back next week at 9:30 p.m. next Wednesday. And remember, that compliments come from confidence. So make sure that every day you uplift someone with your positive wordplay. Keep it East Side Oakland. Yada.
Chi-Town babes.